A little bit louder now. So I'm nervous. My palms are sweaty and I'm nervous. It still happens. So listen, there's this thing that happened before time even started, where God himself married us. He says that he knew us before he even knit us in our mother's womb. You guys remember reading that? So God does this thing where he goes forth and he marries us before we're even here or know that he exists, right? In Ephesians 1:4 it says, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight, in love." To be holy and blameless in his sight. That's the most powerful thing I've ever heard, because it talks about it in Genesis. Pastor David even talked about it last week. He says, "Who told you you were naked?" When I got the revelation of what it was like to be naked and if that was even wrong or right, he said he doesn't even care. Why is that so much like a marriage? Because he tells the husbands to love their wife like Christ loved the church. If you look all throughout the Bible, how he goes forth and he marries us and he says, listen, this is what it looks like to be married. This is what it looks like to be married. It doesn't mean that I'm going to punch my wife. It doesn't mean this. In fact, he goes a step farther. He says, I am love. And then he takes a whole chapter to describe to you what it looks like to be love. And every single thing that he says is from me to you. It's not me. It's not love is accepting one thing. It's just not like that. I challenge you to please read and find where I'm wrong. Everything about him is marrying us. And then he goes a little bit farther. He says, because he knew us before time even existed, he had to wait for us to catch up, for us to realize the depth of what he did and what he does and how he loves us. So he waited patiently, because love is patient. It is. He does this thing before he dies, and he sits with his disciples, and he says, listen, here's the blood of my blood. Here's, just drink this blood, drink this wine, take this bread and break it. That is a covenant. That is, all throughout the Bible, he talks about covenants and remembering the things that we have done, remembering these things that I have done before I've even done them for you. Does that make sense? Before time existed, I did this, and I proposed to my bride. I waited for her to say yes to me. There's a time in my life when I got married to my wife, Liz Mitchell. It's probably something that you guys, everyone here who's a male, who's married, knows about this one instance. It's when you're standing here, and it's the first time you get to see your wife in the wedding dress. It's the most profound moment in any husband's life. It is. If you haven't experienced it yet, you will, as a man. As a wife, you've got to realize something. That first meeting, in my sight, you are the purest thing. It doesn't matter what you've ever done before. It doesn't matter what you've ever said to me before. In that moment, you are the most ideal thing of perfection and purity in my sight. Do you know what that looks like in the Father's eyes? For you to get what I just said. For you to get the fact that no matter what you did in the past, you are perfect and blameless. No matter what you thought you said, no matter what you walked out on, no matter what you think that you were before, you're perfect and blameless. Do you hear what I'm saying? And when we get saved, the first instances of us getting saved is that realization. He sees us from afar. Look at my bride. She's finally willing to come to me and accept all that I am. That's the truth. So why do I bring this up? Hey, baby, come here real quick. No, that's okay. Hey, guys, help me out real quick. Hey, Brittany, watch my kids. Thanks. No, Brittany's going to watch you guys real quick. So what happens is there's a moment where you get married, when you first get saved. 9.5 years ago, I married my wife, and I saw her for the first time ever, and it was, words don't describe. She's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. When she was down there, I just looked at her. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not funny how awesome this is. And for like 9.5 years, 10 years, I was wanting that moment again. And I would like to know if you, Liz Mitchell, I got a ring pop here. I'll explain the ring pop. It actually has spiritual value. Liz Mitchell. All right. I married you 9.5 years ago. I would like to know if you would like to renew your vows with me. She said no! Oh my God! So listen, the reason why I got her a ring pop is this, okay? This ring that's on her finger, please God, yes, it's on her finger. So it never had to get fitted. It was literally the first ring I looked at. It was basically God giving me this. And when she put it on and it fit perfectly, it was because she was mine. It was because I didn't have to worry about anything. And I might be giving her a ring pop, but you got to understand something. This chick likes sweets. Okay? And you ain't getting a bigger diamond than this, okay? If you do, I'd like to challenge you. And the other thing is, I can't do that again for you. I can't get a perfect ring for that because there's so many memories in that ring. So that's why I got that for you. And I know that I will get you another shiny one later, but will you take this for right now? She said yes! Yes! All right, so what does that mean? That means that I get the chance of a lifetime to marry my wife again. And I get to take the next 3 months and 4 months, 3 to 4 months, because I forgot when I got married, to have another marriage with my wife, to plan another wedding. I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, some of y'all guys get the chance to do that, right? Right, so that's it. Thank you guys for letting me do that. I appreciate you.